Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Pete Olson, the Montana Silver Stacker. It is Wednesday, June 22nd. I think about 8:30 in the morning. Hope everyone's doing fantastic. Hey, got a great video for you today, and I'm titling it The $1 Million Run in Your Network Marketing MLM Home-Based Business Company. And really, the different things that are built up and entailed in that to go after that $1 million run. And that $1 million run, guys, for you may be $100,000 in a year, or it may be $50,000 in a year. It could be $500,000 in a year, right? These principles, they could be 20,000 in a year, right? My goal is to get to $1 million in a year, and I'm very, very fortunate to have been taught by some of the greatest network marketing teachers in the world: Bill Gould, Larry Thompson, big student of Anthony Powell, et cetera, et cetera. And it's really important, guys, to take all those teachings and put them into action. And I think the biggest problem with network marketers is that they have no roadmap. So I'm going to give you a roadmap of what I do that's given me such immense success in my company, ISN, International Silver Network. And what's this blueprint, if you will, is going to continue to make me grow and one day be over $1 million per year. And that's exciting, guys. And you got to have that high goal in front of you. You can't just say, "Oh, just make a few bucks." No, if you have a high goal in front of you, whether it's an income or weight loss or family time, whatever the case may be, you strive for that high goal, you're much more apt to get it, right? Because setting the goals are very, very important. So let's talk about it. One of the first things that you got to do, guys, is you got to set up your goals. Right? You got to set up your goals. I do it with the vision board. Okay? I do it with the vision board. And you can have fun with these too. You can have fun with these, but your different trips. I've got my individual goals up here. Pictures of different things I want. My Mercedes that I won in the company. Stacking lots of silver and gold. My Caribbean cruise. I was the #1 person on the Caribbean cruise. Actually, the only one in North America to qualify for that. Remodeling my house, kids graduating from college, etc., etc., etc. Okay? So you got to get the goals down on a vision board and on paper, guys. I like to do 90-day goals, so I redo them or update them every 90 days, every quarter. And then I like to have what I call my vision goals, my big, audacious, huge goals. $1 million in a year, right? In my network marketing company. That's a huge goal. But these are the principles that I'm going to be talking about today. They're going to get you to whatever goals that you want to go to. And I'm so excited about it as I build momentum in my company. But that's very, very important. Okay? Very, very important. So number one, get up early. Get up early. I like to get up early. And one of the first things that I recommend that I like to do is work on yourself. Right? Work on yourself, personal development. And take 30 minutes. Take at least 30 minutes and do that. And whether it be listen to Jim Rohn or people in your industry and that deal with your products, or Tony Robbins, or whatever the case may be, Grant Cardone, whatever it is, I want you to work on that 30 minutes undisturbed. And you got to do it daily, not scattered all over the place, but it's got to be consistent and it's got to be daily. Okay? Number two, you got to work out. Now, I think it's best. I love to work out. I bodybuild. I'm on a big journey myself, cutting for an event here in September. So exercise and bodybuilding is so important. Best time, morning. I personally do it at night because of my schedule, but morning is the best, most optimal, okay? Because your body's still on a fast. It's good. You burn the most calories. And it makes you alive, guys. If you're not fit and strong, You can't do any of all this. You don't have the energy to do any of all this. I think a lot of people, you know, they do all the work, but they forget about the temple, right? And that's the most important thing. It truly is. You don't have the temple, a fit temple, you can't do all these high energy things and have the energy to do it and to stay super healthy. And this body's meant to be super healthy. You just have to treat it really, really well. Okay? Now this is a fantastic tip, guys, that it's so funny because I've done a I guess you could say a modification of this, and I still do it. But what I want you guys to do is I want you to keep track of your appointments and your business and your life on a calendar. I use Google Calendar, and you really should prioritize what you have to do that day. And a very simple 1, 2, 3 system, okay? Number 1 in your Google Calendar, if you put a 1 in front of it, that means it's got to be done today, okay? It's that important. Got to be done today. If you put a 2 in front of it, it means it can be done either today, or tomorrow sometimes. It's pretty important, but in the next couple days. And if you put a 3 in front of it, it's got to be done sometime this week, right? It's coming up on the schedule. You see it coming, kind of coming down the road at you a little bit, right? So that's really important. And what it does is organize you. It organizes your business. It organizes your life. I even put my personal stuff on there, okay? So very, very important though, guys. The reason I like Google Calendar, because it syncs with my phone. I can set an alarm for conference calls, meetings, etc., etc. Do not use something that doesn't sync with your phone. Use the technology, guys. It's common sense. We get busy. Let that thing ring at you 10 minutes before, 5 minutes before, or 1 minute before, right? Use technology. It's got to sync with your phone, okay? And then as you finish the day, make sure you're crossing these things off. That's why I like Google Calendar, because I can actually click on it, delete it, or move it to the next day or whatever the case may be. And you have to evaluate yourself at the end of the day. Would you give yourself a raise at the end of the day if you work for someone else, or would you fire yourself? And if you're saying you'd fire yourself more than you give yourself a raise, you're not following this, right? You got to wake up, smell the coffee. You got to get back on track. Would you give yourself a raise, or would you fire yourself? Okay? Okay, let's talk about numbers, okay, in network marketing. What you have to do is, guys, you have to know the amount of dials that you need to make, okay? The amount of people that you need to speak to in a given day to hit your numbers. Very simple. Very simple. I find for myself to have huge recruiting success, I got to make a minimum of 50 dials a day into my target market, okay? I only recruit network marketers. That's it. I retail to everybody, but I only recruit network marketers. They're our target market, okay? I got to make 50 dials, okay? 50 dials. Preferably 75, 100. The more dials, the better. But you got to figure out what you got to do, because what will happen is, as you do that, a ratio will appear. Well, I contacted 25 and I ultimately closed 1, or whatever it is, whatever that ratio is. Jim Rohn always says a ratio will appear, just like a Major League Baseball player, right? And a batting average, okay? And then you do what's called, and I love this from Anthony Powell, very important, celebrate and fix. Celebrate your successes and what you've done, but if you're not dialed in exactly where you need to be or making enough dials, okay, not enough people are seeing that presentation, then you need to fix it. He calls it celebrate and fix. I love that. Common sense, very simple. Okay, celebrate those successes you're having, but make sure I like to use the word tweaking. Celebrate and tweak the business, right? Tweak it, make sure you get it back on track, all right? It's really important, guys, I can't stress this enough. You gotta hustle to build momentum. You gotta hustle. Hustling is making 50 plus dials a day. Hustling is like a lot of the top guys making presentations all day long, right? You gotta hustle. You gotta have a ton of people in that pipeline seeing your information, seeing that company overview. If you don't hustle and you don't treat this like it's life or death, you're not going to make your $1 million run. You know, one of my mentors said to me one time, and I'll never forget it, Larry Thompson said, you won't make a ton of money in network marketing treating the business like a hobby instead of like a business, right? Think about that. So it's essentially what he's saying was, as soon as you stop treating your network marketing business like a hobby and start treating it like a business, then your business will take off. But if you keep treating it like a hobby, it's not going to go anywhere, guys. It's that simple. So part of that is the hustle. You gotta hustle, 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 hustle. Okay, if you want to make $1 million in a year, you gotta hustle. That's why I'm hustling so hard, to keep growing and growing and growing and growing. Okay, you want to make $100,000 a year, you gotta hustle. Okay, it's all about the hustle. Very important. You know, you got to make sure, guys, that your family knows what your goals and expectations are. So there are going to be some nights, guys, at 7 o'clock, you're doing a presentation. You can't make the family dinner. They got to understand that. But maybe you'll watch a movie with them later on that night. Okay? They got to understand on Saturday mornings, maybe you can't go out right away, but you may be able to go throw the football with them at 12 noon on Saturday, right? After you make your dials. You got to make sure that they know. You got to make sure that they know your level of dedication and your expectations for yourself on this $1 million run. That makes the whole thing a lot easier when your family's on board with you and supporting you for what you're doing, not only for yourself, but for them. Okay? Very important. You know, one of the things that always cracks me up in network marketing is that, you know, someone will see a presentation and say, yeah, I showed this to my uncle and he thinks it's a bunch of crap. Well, Bob, how much does your uncle make? Oh, I don't know, $35,000 a year, right? Here's the message. Only listen to those who have what you want financially, right? If you're trying to make a $500,000 a year run, Uncle Bob ain't going to help you. He doesn't have the knowledge to help you at $35,000 a year. You only listen to those people that have made those runs, guys. You only listen to those people that made those runs that have done what you want to do. And that's why I love sharing this, because I've garnered this information from my top mentors. And I follow it like clockwork. Why? Because they have exactly what I want. They have exactly what I want. They have the principles and the guidance to get to $1 million a year and beyond and beyond. I don't ever want to stop, guys. I love this business so much. I think recruiting is the funnest thing in the world. The training and network marketing is the greatest thing in the world. The interaction with such phenomenal people. I never want to stop. But stop listening to Aunt Mary and Uncle Henry and your best friend's Mike, who, you know, is working for some company and is in a job all his life and is not going to make anything more than $100,000 a year. If they're not making where you want to get to, that's not the person you listen to. Cross them off. They can be your buddy. I'm not saying be your buddy, hang out. That's awesome. But when it comes to earning, be careful who you get your advice from, okay? When you start doing well, guys, this is really, really important. This is really, really important. When you start doing well in your home-based business, your network marketing MLM company, live under your means. Live under your means. Look, you don't go out and buy the next Jaguar or, you know, Maserati when you start making $20,000 a month. You don't do that. You live underneath your means. That's the key to success. You never have to worry about finances again, guys. If you living under what's coming in. If what's going out versus what's coming in is less, that's a good thing. You know, one of the greatest things that one of my mentors said is try to keep that same lifestyle that you have now, you know, when you get to $20,000 a month, $25,000 a month, $30,000 a month. Keep that. Keep that. my income is really skyrocketed and I've kept my same standard of living, okay, until I get to that $1 million a year, guys, then I can start really treating myself, or 700. Then I can start treating myself with different things. But right now, it's just great. Live underneath those means. So many people, guys, get in trouble because they spend when the money starts coming in. And, something crazy could happen to your company. Something could cut off that income stream. So be really careful about that. Live underneath your means. Okay? Reinvest the money into the business. That's another big one, right? Your education, your advertising, whatever the different things that you're doing, your travel, et cetera, et cetera. Reinvest it into the business. Pour it back in. When you figure out what's working, pour that money back into that, right? So you just get more of what's working. That's important. Put that money back in, okay? And then really the topic of what to do with the money when good money starts flowing in monthly, right? We talked about reinvest it in the business. I love that. Put money away every day for a rainy day. In my company, I buy silver and gold, right? I'm stockpiling silver and gold. I like that a lot better in cash because it's real money. But the point is, put money away every month for a rainy day. Stop spending it all, okay? Put it away. Live underneath your means. Put money away. One of the biggest problems that network marketers get into is taxes. Put money away for taxes. And if you're living underneath your means and putting that money away, you'll have the money for your taxes, okay? And then also, with your money, you got to have some for your living expenses, okay? Live underneath your means, but you got to have money to, pay the mortgage and the light bill and the gas bill and, the basics. So don't be stupid with your money is the point, okay? Be smart, and that will reap rewards. Because, the old saying, guys, I love this. It's a lot easier making the $1 million a year, right? And the true test is keeping it. Keeping that money. And the way you keep it, guys, is not by being foolish with it, not by being an idiot and spending it on crazy stuff, right? Living underneath your means, being practical, right? Reinvesting in the business, get your taxes paid, cover your living expenses, and then you can start treating yourself a little bit after that, okay? But always err on the side of being conservative. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's the $1 million run blueprint there, guys. And I'm telling you, follow that to the T and your business is going to absolutely skyrocket. I'm so excited every day as I build and build and build. And again, I am with a company called ISN, International Silver Network. We're a 6-year-old international mainstream full-service precious metals dealer. And I was brought on with my business partner to help run all of North America for ISN. And I tell you what, guys, we've just started in North America. It's wide open, and it's a phenomenal opportunity to be at the very top of the company, working with us, myself and Jim, and two of the best network marketers in this industry, and to be at the very top of the company as we build this out together, okay? So look forward to hearing from you on that. If you're interested in my company, click on the link below. Take the online tour, okay? Fill out the survey and I'll get hold of you. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, okay? Please subscribe to my channel. Please share it with all your social media networks, and feel free to comment below. Until next time, guys, God bless you. Have a great Wednesday. Thanks.